guys, it's Sarah with Something's Pretty Special, and today I thought I would share with you my 2017 December daily. I finally got it completed. It took me a couple weeks longer than I had aimed for, but I'm super excited to have it done, and I thought I would share it with you guys. I did mine a little bit different this year. It's not quite in chronological order, so the holidays for my husband and I are a little different in that we don't have kids yet, and so a lot of it's kind of the same old as far as like Monday through Friday. We get up, we go to work. But what I do try and document is just some of our traditions, like going and getting the Christmas tree, how we decorate the house. And then like if we do anything kind of fun that like month, like going to the movies or if people come over or, you know, just little things like that, things that I look forward to in December. So hopefully you guys get some ideas from this, or maybe it shows you a couple of different ways to document some stuff, especially if you don't have the typical, you know, kid projects and kid choir concerts and parties and, you know, some of that stuff to go to. So this is the album that I used. I think it's a 6x8 album. Yes, it is. I went ahead and used the Snap by Simple Stories. This is their Very Merry album. I don't know. Let's see if this will focus. This is some of the pages that were in there, and it came with some pocket pages and stuff like that. I also bought, out of that collection, they had some enamel stickers and some different embellishments, and I think I bought the pack that had the 4x6 and the 3x4 cards and the 2x2 cards. I don't have any of the packaging left. The album one is the only one I managed to save. But I was super excited about this collection, and I really like kind of doing a hybrid, like pocket page and sort of regular layouts in the book. I think it's really fun. So this is the cover, super cute with the wood grain and the florals, and then it has the book plate on the side. So every year for my December daily, I try and put the year inside the book plate. This year, 2017 wouldn't fit, so I just went with that. So love how that turned out. And it is a D-ring album, which I absolutely love. I'm really wanting to switch all of my albums into a binder type album. I'm not really liking the postbound anymore, so I love that these come like this. So let me scooch this over. So this was the first page that came with it. It's December. It just says December, and it's in my favorite print, Buffalo Plaid. I absolutely fell in love with this pattern for Christmas this last year. I think if I could have found enough stuff to decorate my whole house in it, it would still be Buffalo Plaid. So I just left that as kind of a front page. And then this was just a piece of white polka dot acetate I had in my stash, so I cut it down to size, punched a couple holes in it, and just wanted it as like a loose paper. And I really like how it was the backdrop to the Buffalo Plaid. I thought those looked really cute together. Then this was one of, whoops. This was one of the pages that came in the book, and I'm not usually a super fan of these realism pages, I guess I would call them, or the pages that look like a photograph, but this year this worked out really well. On the back, what I documented was the red cups. I love it when Starbucks comes out with their new red cup this year, and I thought this year's was super interesting. The cups weren't red, but the sleeves were, so I just documented a little bit about that. And my December daily started this year on Thanksgiving when my mom came to visit, and so this was done in a pocket page. And so it's these I printed out. All these pictures were done on my selfie, which I love printing from my phone on my selfie. So now that's kind of how I do all of my scrapbooking pictures. And then this was just an awkward layout. This itself is one pocket and then two 4x4 pockets here. So I did the two pictures and then journaled about my mom's trip. This here is the first day of December, and my husband and I are huge Disney fans, so one of our traditions is we always try and catch as much of the 25 days of Christmas on ABC Family as we can. And I love taking a screenshot of it for the year on my phone and then printing it out and documenting that, just to kind of see what we watched, what's on there, what we were looking forward to, what things that were new might have come out. This was just part of the pocket cards that came with it, and then I did this, made this out of just stuff in my stash. This year was all about using up what I had in my stash. I tried really hard not to buy anything that I didn't need. The album, of course, I didn't have anything that was going to work. But a lot of these pages, the embellishments like this, are things that I've just been trying to use up. And I actually did a really good job. I was able to throw a lot of things away, call a lot of things finished, and I was super excited. This was another page that came pre-done in the book. And I will tell you, I don't think you'll be able to see it on camera, but around all of these holes, I had gotten a tip from Scrapbook, I think it's Simple Stories YouTube channel, the one with Lael Konkar. I think I'm butchering her name, but she's the one that designed this collection for the year, and she had, I think, YouTube videos on the Simple Stories channel about how she was putting together her December daily. And one of the tips she had was to reinforce these holes so they didn't stretch or rip, was to just put a simple piece of Scotch tape over them. So you can kind of see it there in the light. When I push down, you see that little shimmer. So all of these that are just paper and not in a sleeve, I reinforced all of the holes with Scotch tape and then repunched the holes, and it seems to be holding up really well. I don't have a lot of stretching or any of that stuff in my albums, and I've kind of been flipping through it a lot as I've been trying to go back and forth and do it. So I was really excited for that tip, and hopefully you guys give it a try, but so far it's worked great. So the back side of this is, we went and saw the movie Coco. Like I said, we're huge Disney fans. And so I just printed a screenshot from the movie and then put our movie tickets up here and then did some journaling. And these are just some of the stickers that I bought that go with the kit. What I did to kind of document the days, this is in chronological order going from December 1st-ish to the end of the month. And so every so often when something fell on a specific date, I marked it with a number sticker. So like this was December 1st when that came out. We went and saw Coco on the 5th, which is why there's the 5 up there. So it is in chronological order, but there are a lot of days that I've skipped because it was just the normal get up, go to work, go to school, come home, have dinner, go to bed. Like, we didn't do anything exciting, but the days that we did do something, those are the days I documented, those are the days that I numbered. So for me, it works. I loved just this picture with Believe. This is one of my favorite sayings for Christmas time, and I just thought this was really pretty and didn't really need anything, so I just left it. This was just us decorating our house this year. Like I said, we're huge Disney fans. These were some new decorations that we had gotten, and decided to put up this year. So these were some metal signs we'd gotten at Hobby Lobby, and we finally decided to put those up this year. And then this was a Tsum Tsum advent calendar that we found at Costco. And we've been wanting to try an advent calendar for a really long time, but we never really found one that we fell in love with. So this year we found one that we really liked, and it's going to be a new tradition in our house to have the advent calendar. Plus I thought it was cool, you got a Tsum Tsum every day, so now we have a really cool collection of Disney Christmas Tsum Tsums to display out with all of our Disney decorations, so it was really fun. And this is what I mean about kind of doing scrapbook layouts and then pocket pages. So some of my layouts, if I didn't have a pocket page that I felt would work for it, or I wasn't going to have a be able to do the back side of the pocket page with what was coming next, I would just do kind of a traditional-ish scrapbook layout, and then, you know, the next couple days are on pocket pages. So I love this format of being able to bounce back and forth depending on what my pictures are. I take my pictures almost exclusively for stuff like this on my iPhone, and then I just print them out on my selfie. Like I said, I don't pay attention when I'm snapping the pictures. It's whatever looks good. So it's hard for me sometimes when I go to put the albums together, you know, I might have to mix a vertical and a horizontal picture, which for pocket scrapbooking doesn't always work. So that's why I like being able to incorporate these. This was when my husband and I went and got our Christmas tree. And this again was just a pocket card and I put some embellishments on there. This was the picture of our tree at the lot, or where we got it. We love getting flock trees. It's a new tradition since we've been in our new house, and it's absolutely fun. And another one of our traditions is we always take a selfie kind of out in front of the house and the car when we're bringing it home. And you can see this was December 9th. Then here, I was just having some fun. I haven't really gotten into Snapchat, but I had heard that there is some cute holiday like frames on there. So I took a Christmas selfie in my Christmas pajamas. So it was kind of fun. This was another new decoration that we had put out on the front of the house this year. So every year we're kind of adding more and more to our outdoor decorations, and this was one. We've had them for a while, but we finally decided to found a spot for him in the yard and put him up. So, and you can see that was on the December 10th when he went up. Although I think this picture was taken on Christmas Eve when it snowed, but this was the only picture I had. So, like I said, it's hard, but I've kind of made it work in the album. I love that this album came with undercut pages and pages of different shapes. And I love the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and I just embellished it with some glitter stars and put some ribbon up here. We happened to go see Thor, which, oh my gosh, I love Thor. I thought it was a great movie. It was very funny. So I documented again about us seeing Thor with the tickets at the top. This is a picture of our tree. So this is another constant in my December albums. I always try and take a pretty picture of our tree all decorated for the year and document it. So this is kind of more of a traditional layout, and I called it So Lovely. And there's the embellishments. I thought that turned out really cute. I try in these albums to be very simple. I think the scaled down size of it makes it difficult for me to go embellishment crazy, so I try and just add you know, a couple things here and there just to kind of enhance what's going on, but I don't want it to be maybe as crazy as I might make my full-size pocket pages or my full-size layouts. The back side of that is another layout. We have a wonderful dog. He's a mutt. We're not quite sure what he is, but the poor guy was subjected to some light up reindeer antlers, and we put him in front of the Christmas tree and took some pictures of him this year. So I titled this Reindeer Doggy. I don't know if you can see. And I journaled about Gunner being in front of the Christmas tree, and he was such a good boy. We probably have hundreds, or not hundreds, I'm going to say 10 or 20 pictures of him in different poses, and he was just such a good sport. But this was one of my favorites. This was another one that we got that night with his ears on, and it hasn't made this album, but I think I'm going to put it just in a regular, you know, 12 by 12 layout on its own. The pictures were just hilarious, and he was such a good boy. This was something I had watched a couple YouTube videos, and I saw people incorporating, you know, it's popping up, ephemera from their everyday life. So receipts or gift tags or bags, tags, different things showing kind of what they were out doing. So I went to Lush to buy some bath bombs for my sister and myself and some other people. I was out shopping with my girlfriend, and they had just, when you go to buy a bath bomb, the bags are just in like a bin. You just pick them up. So being the paper crafter I am, I grabbed a couple extra. And I thought it would be fun to put in here, so I just decorated it with some silver stickers, and then on the back side I just did Peace, Lush, Joy, which I thought was a cute play on the peace, love, joy. Inside I did a tag out of the leftover acetate, and this is just a snapshot of a lot of the shopping that I did this year, all in the back of my car. And then on the back side, I just documented, you know, how much shopping, some of the stores I went to, and things like that. And I love that it's just a fun way to incorporate, whoops, excuse me. It's just a fun way to incorporate, you know, what you're doing in the month into your album. And again, on this, I put, you can kind of see it here, I put the Scotch tape around the holes, and it seems to be holding up well. Here is another pocket page, and this is where I used the 4x6 pages that came with it. And here I just documented some of my favorite things. So this was kind of our family picture that we took, family selfie we took after taking the doggies picture. My husband gets me a poinsettia every year for the holidays. It was a tradition that my dad did for my mom, and it was one of my favorite things. So my husband now does it for me, which I think is super special. And then our neighbor across the street is an amazing chef, and every year after we get the house decorated on the outside, he always brings us a big plate of goodies, and oh my gosh, they were so amazing, and they're just beautiful. So we had a great time gobbling up all of his snacks. And I just did some basic journaling. It just says some of my favorite things, family photo, poinsettias, baked goodies from the neighbor. So nothing really fancy. These are obviously were all different days, but it was just a fun way to document some of the highlights of my December, or I should say our December. And then on the back side, here's where I kind of got creative. I found these on clearance at Michael's. They're just the extra, they're the Project Life. There's 3x4 pockets and then the 4x6. And you're supposed to be able to use your fuse tool to fuse them to your existing pocket page. But I couldn't really be bothered with that. So actually what I did is I just took a piece of score tape, put it along the flap, and then adhered it down to make a flip. So this is a picture of underneath. I'm not going to show it to you, but underneath is my, well, I'll show it to you. Underneath is my family that's in California. My husband and I live in Washington State, and all of our family's in California. And it's been really fun with my grandparents and my great-grandparents to FaceTime and chat over the holidays and be able to send pictures and stuff. It makes it feel like even though we're not physically there, we are there. I get to see their faces and talk to them. And I really like how that digital aspect has really kept us closer. So that's what I talked about here a lot in my journaling. Here, this was another fun idea I got from some different YouTube people, was to document what wrapping paper we used this year. So my husband and I are huge Disney fans, so of course we had the Disney paper and then Frozen paper, and then I finally, after like 5 or 6 years, was able to use up the last of my Grinch paper. I didn't have very much of this left, but I absolutely love How the Grinch Stole Christmas, so I wanted to make sure that I put that on there. This was taken Christmas Eve. We do not get snow here very much. We are basically at sea level, and so if it snows, it's pretty rare. But this year, or this last Christmas, we were treated to a white Christmas. And this was using the What the Weather app, and it says, "You gotta be friggin' kidding me, snow." So I thought that was a fun screenshot to take. Sorry about the glare. I don't know if you can see that. And then I just used some of the pocket cards and documented. And then up here it says, "Do you want to build a snowman?" And that was on the 24th. On the back side is just some pictures that I took Christmas morning outside with the snow. It was so cool to wake up and be opening presents with the fireplace going and have a white Christmas. It was really special, so I documented that. And this was just another embellishment. This is very dimensional, so I put it on the outside of the pocket page rather than the inside. And these are just pocket cards that came with the pocket card kit that I had bought. And then right after Christmas, my sister came to visit, so I just did a quick scrapbook layout about her coming to visit. And like I said, I just kept it simple with a couple glitter hearts, and then this says naughty or nice, and then a little journaling about what we did that week. And then the last page is just, this was a page that came in the album, but I wanted it in a sheet protector because it was the I knew it was going to go behind that layout. So I trimmed off where it was hole punched here and just centered it, and then just wrote "'Tis the Season" above the little truck. And then this is kind of a fun page. I had made a bunch of, last year 2016 or so, I made a bunch of gift tags just out of stuff in my stash, and I finally decided to use them on gifts this year. And I wanted to save them just because, you know, I just thought it was something fun. So what I did was I just took a leftover page, this has 2 4x6 pockets, and I just put the gift tags in there, and then I kind of fused them shut so they don't move as much. So this is a snowman one I made, and then this is one my mom had sent me. And then the penguin one was one my mom had sent me that I thought was really cute. And then these are all ones that I had made. And so they're all just kind of fused in there so they don't move too much. And then on the back, it's really cool because you can see what gifts they were on. So like this one was from me, from Santa. This one was to my husband from our doggy. This one was a joint gift for my husband and I, for my mom and her husband. And stuff. So I thought that was fun. And then the very last thing, every year I put my Christmas cards in my December daily, whether it's just in a 6x8 sheet protector. This album happened to have a pocket, and I just put this Merry glitter sticker over it. So as soon as I figure out what pile they're in, I'm going to take all my Christmas cards for the year and put them in there. And then that will be the last part of my album. And then that's the end of it, which I think is just very... I like how that ends on the Christmas cards for the year, so you can look back and see everything that, you know, people sent you. It's really fun. So that's my December album this year. I hope you guys liked it. So this is my third one. I did 2015, 16, and 17. I don't think I've done flips of my other 2 albums. Maybe before next Christmas I'll get those up, but I wanted to at least show you this one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.